Experiencing depression absolutely sucks. It will drain you from doing the things you enjoy doing on a day to day basis. Anyone who's experienced this knows exactly what I'm talking about. But what if I told you that there is a secret to beating depression? I want to clarify one thing though. I understand that depression is something that is complex, and so it therefore requires a complex solution as well. I'm not by any means offering a simplistic solution here, but rather teaching a principle that I personally applied in my life in order to beat my depression. Should you find your case to be severe, I highly recommend you see a professional, as no YouTube video is going to completely cure your issue. I'm just a person who is sharing their opinion online, not a licensed professional, even though I do have my master's in psychology and dealt with depression throughout my life. So given this, let's start. In simple words, what is the secret? The secret is to change the way you think. I know this sounds overly simplistic, but hear me out. A lot of people, including myself previously, really underestimate the power of their thoughts. They have little to no idea about how their thoughts influence their emotions and behaviors. The reality is that your thoughts are the main drivers of these things, because emotions and behaviors are controlled by the way you think. When you have negative thoughts, you will feel and act in a negative way, which will also attract more negativity in your life. This will become a vicious cycle which reinforces itself, and the more it does this, the harder it will be to get out of it. So, in other words, it's not just merely having a negative thought and fighting it, but rather the way your mind works. Your belief system will automatically generate the thoughts it is accustomed to. So the issue is the system instead of the individual thoughts themselves. I've talked about the importance of belief system in a previous video, and I will echo the sentiment again. Your belief system matters. You can have all the help you get from therapy and psychiatry, including medications, and it won't do you any good if you continue to have the same dysfunctional belief system. It is this which generates the thoughts you have about yourself and reality. And this, in essence, is the secret to beating depression. But I don't want to assume that everyone has the same solution which applies to them. I know that everyone has their own unique individual experience which shapes how they have experienced depression or any mental illness for that matter. I will ask you to consider this opinion in order to have more tools in your tool belt instead of thinking that this thing doesn't matter at all. So you might be asking, how do you change your belief system? It's simple, at least conceptually. You tear down the old building brick by brick and build the new one brick by brick. This is the oldest trick in the book, but it works every single time when it comes to undoing old habits and forming new ones. You see, your thought patterns are a result of a habit. This habit is one where you built your negative thoughts, which make you miserable in your day-to-day life. This will be a difficult task to accomplish initially because you're probably so used to this old belief system. So when you're initially starting out your journey to positive change, you will experience a sort of imposter syndrome. But not to worry. This is totally normal. Your brain is doing this on purpose because it's not used to it, and its resistance to change is its way of protecting you. Your brain will eventually get used to it the more and more you continue with your progress, so give it some time. I remember when I was going through this process, it was extremely painful, both physically and psychologically. Heck, even at the spiritual level, I was experiencing pain because your thoughts don't just influence your physical body, but also your soul as well. It is why it's so important to change your belief system if you ever hope to have a chance at beating depression. It's absolutely not going to be easy, but it will be 100% worth it. Today, I still experience intrusive thoughts due to my previous struggles with depression and people pleasing, but I've gotten much more confident at handling them. On this side of eternity, you're not going to reach a perfect state of existence devoid of pain and suffering. Anyone who tells you this is what life is supposed to be like is lying through their teeth to you. Ironically enough, what is going to inevitably help you is to take on that suffering and pain head on and overcome it. Learn from it and grow. Ultimately, I credit my belief in Jesus as Savior for my ability to beat depression and walk in freedom. Again, this doesn't mean that I never experience pain. Those who know me personally know exactly what I'm talking about. What it does mean is that I don't have to face these trials alone. I have friends, family, and God to rely on in order for me to continue to persevere in this life. If you have nothing and no one to fight for, then you are really in a bad place. Whether you believe it or not, your belief system matters because it shapes your reality. You can learn that now, or God forbid, learn it too late. The choice is yours. So that's it for this video. If you like this content, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share to get notified about more videos like this one. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.